Okay, Azure hybrid benefits for Windows and SQL. What do we mean when we say that? Well, at a very high level, it's a way to save costs on licensing costs in Azure. If you've already paid for your Windows and SQL licenses on premises, you don't need to pay for them in Azure. And let's look at the requirements here. As long as you have those cores for Windows and SQL covered by software assurance, or SA, then all you're going to do is, let's say on the SQL VM that you move to, a Windows SQL VM, you're only paying the base rate. You're not paying for the licenses of Windows and SQL. And another added benefit is you can use those core licenses in two places at one time. You can use them on premises and in Azure for up to 180 days. You can go to a virtual machine. You can it also applies to our fully managed platform as a service offerings. So here's an example. This kind of is a graphical, trying to make it simple here. So if you were to take your SQL Server and Windows workload, move it to a VM in Azure, without these benefits, you'd be paying for the SQL Server license. You'd also pay for the Windows license as well as some amount for the base compute. So you're paying for compute and two licenses, Windows and SQL. Well, with hybrid benefits, you don't pay anything for Windows. You don't pay anything for SQL. All you're doing is paying for that VM at what we call the Linux base rate. You're not paying for any operating system. Another added benefit is if you're not ready to move to Azure, into the cloud, under hybrid benefits and software assurance, you can have a copy of your database on a VM as a DR secondary. Let's say you don't want to stand up a whole DR data center, or you want to save costs and just have, let Microsoft manage that for you. Leave SQL Server on premises as your primary and then do an asynchronous replication to Azure, and you can always fail over that for your DR. And the nice thing is this is all available to you with a click of a radio button. When you're setting up your SQL database or your SQL VM in Azure, you just say, yep, I've already paid for this license. I confirm I have software insurance. There's no auditing. There's no checking. It's just, based on your word on this. So that is a quick summary of how you can save a ton of money using the Azure hybrid benefits. Thank you for watching.